Hello, I'm Caleb Bedillion. I cover local politics and government here for the Daily Journal. I am joined today by two candidates running for municipal office here in the city of Tupelo. Here I have Councilwoman Nettie Davis, who represents Ward 4 and has done so for several terms. And here I have Tommy Ruff, better known as Jake Ruff, who is running for the Ward 4 seat. There's a third candidate in this race, Gregory Humphrey. He was invited to join us today for a discussion, but I've not really been able to establish communication with him despite multiple messages I've left with him. So we're just going to have a conversation with these two candidates who are running in the Democratic primary, which will be on Tuesday, May the 2nd. The winner of that race will face a Republican candidate in the general election in June. The Republican candidate is named Henry Daniels. All right, so I'm going to take turns asking each of these candidates a few questions about why they're running for office and what they want to do if they're elected. So that's how we're going to get going. So first question is going to go to Mr. Ruff. I want you to explain what you believe some of your qualifications are to hold public office.
It's because of my attitude and my from the heart of living in Tupelo, which I love dearly, and I know the city front and back. I explained to Caleb that I was a paper boy once upon a time, so in Ward 4, and I'm dedicated to Ward 4 and the city of Tupelo. I really would and feel like I'm best qualified for the job to be councilman of Ward 4.
All right, Councilwoman, as I said previously, you've already held this office for several terms, and you are hoping the voters like what you've been doing and put you back on that board. So why don't you tell me, focusing over these last 4 years of the term you're finishing, what have been some of the accomplishments you think you've been able to achieve for the ward and for the city?
Well, the first thing, I have served on the council for 4 terms, and I feel that, and plus I'm a retired school teacher, I feel that I have the expertise and very knowledgeable about the operations of the city. When I first ran for councilwoman, it was so many things that I wanted to improve in the city and be a part of it, making decisions for the growth of our city. One of the things that I did was enhance the appearance of all aspects of Ward 4. I have never liked the idea of going into certain areas of the city and them identifying it with certain people. And I worked very hard to clean up Ward 4 and produce some projects that enhance the community and as well things that the community enjoyed. I have also worked very hard to be supportive of progress in all aspects of the city, especially the downtown area where many cities are concerned about the growth and operations of downtown. And we have one of the top downtown areas or top cities in the state of Mississippi. I am a native of Tupelo, and I love my city. I feel like I'm an ambassador to the city when I go places. I lift it up in all aspects. And Tupelo has really improved the quality of life and other experiences such as the arts and downtown area where there are all kind of things going on. And also other areas of the city where economic development has really grown and progressed in our city.
Okay. So looking back at what has happened, I now want to pivot and ask you the next question, which is, if you are reelected, what priorities do you have for the next 4 years? What do you want to make happen for the ward and the city in the future?
One of my themes is placing emphasis on unity and diversity in our city, involving all races of people. I am very outspoken as far as speaking up for my beliefs, but at the same time, I have found that it's very important to work with all races of people in our city. And I'm going to, if I become councilman the 5th term, I want to continue the plans, the Tupelo plans to improve housing. I'm anxious to get more housing and bringing more professionals into Ward 4 of the minorities. I would like to improve. I have some other ideas in mind for parking for our parks. The park system is very good in our city, but I think we can always improve in that area. We have made a decision to carry out one of my dreams of improving the basketball courts down at Gumtree Park. And about 3 years ago, over almost $1 million project was done down there, and it is one of the main arteries of the city. So I'm concerned about when people enter our city, they will get the right opinion or feeling about our city. I have helped to come up with all kind of sidewalk projects for Safer Out to School, which is out in the Adder Street area. And we also have built sidewalks from Green Street Terrace, which is the housing projects, all the way to the mall where people walk. I've been working on transportation. I've been a very aggressive person in coming up with a transportation system in our area. And so if I get in this position again, I'm going to continue to work to get that transportation system. That's one of the main things I have pushed for ever since I've been on the council.
All right, that sounds good. Let's let Mr. Ruff get in on the action, though. If you are elected, what would be your priorities? What do you want to see happen in Ward 4 in the city?
I like the idea also of public transportation. However, when we talk about, Tupelo, we talk about the downtown district. Well, Tupelo and Ward 4 and being a part of the residential area in Ward 4 really could use a little bit more attention. We know a lot of attention has gone toward the downtown district, the downtown area. But when you go outside and look at the people that put you into office, you look at, there are some areas there that need attention from the city, like maintenance. I've seen areas to where I've been there on several occasions, and debris and everything been sitting there for quite some time. I've asked the residents in this area, hey, how long have that been sitting on the side of the road, old mattresses or whatever else? Well, that's been there 3 or 4 weeks. And these are the people that, elect you into office. I know that our business area is booming, the downtown area, all the way up to uptown, past the mall. It's great for business. Tupelo is a business visitors district, city, and I'm loving it. But let's give our residents of Ward 4 in the city of Tupelo a little bit more attention.
So you want to see some more better code enforcement, more attention paid to the neighborhoods and not just the commercial districts?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. Well, on that same theme, let me ask you, the city has invested a lot of money into the part of the West Jackson Street corridor to try and redevelop that area. Is that something you've been supportive of and would like to see more of, that kind of aggressive intervention by the city to turn around residential neighborhoods?
Absolutely. And now we emphasize on West Jackson Street, but also you've got out toward, Highland Street, Central, Stone Street, Bogan, and those areas which are west of Tupelo that could use some attention as well in cleanup operations. I've been to, homes of people that have said that they would like to see homes next to their homes being improved. Whether it be by the property owner or someone else, however. But improvement in the residential area is very much needed in Ward 4. Not just the business district. The business district is, like I stated, is booming. It's doing fine. Downtown, you couldn't ask for a better, atmosphere of tourists from downtown Main Street to Elvis Presley birthplace. Great area.
All right, sounds good.
Could I make some comments related to the Jackson Street
Well, that's
area?
right. I'm fixing to ask you a
Okay,
question about the
okay.
Jackson Street area. As I said in my previous question to Mr. Ruff, the taxpayers have invested a lot of money into that West Jackson Street area. Do you think, and you have voted to support that in the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
past, so I know you support it, so tell me, what have taxpayers gotten for their investment?
I think in the final analysis, the taxpayers are going to receive a lot of money. A lot of the houses in that area were run down and empty, and we were having a lot of crime in that area. So we feel that when we made a decision to come up with the Jackson Street project, it was going to draw more people back into our city. At one point, there were people who owned homes there and were trying to sell, and they could not sell them because of certain things that were going on there. And this is why I strongly supported the improvement in the Jackson Street area. We know that there are no more housing needed in our area, and we feel like this would be a good place for first-time buyers. Now, one of the things that I would like to go back and say is on the debris and stuff, I strongly support removing debris. But we have to get the citizens to support this. We'll go around and pick up debris, and the next week it's back there. And I have had all kind of programs. I have a litter eradication program I started with the young people, and if you'll see barrels all over the city where litter is supposed to be put in those barrels. And I cleaned up a lot of the area when I came in as a councilman. Overgrowth, lots that were left sitting there. A lot of the people live in northern places, and we are in the process right now of cleaning up certain areas. There are 2 areas that I'm really serious about asking for new housing in those areas, because they are 2 of the areas in Ward 4. I'm a resident of Ward 4. I live in Ward 4, and I'm very concerned about all aspects of how it look. I have 2 or 3 places. I have been on code enforcement steadily to clean up those areas, and they have begun to clean them up. So all aspects of the city I'm concerned about, even the outer street area.
Okay.
We were having a lot of crime, and there were a lot of empty apartments out there. And we felt like to make us have a safe community, there was a need for us to come up with a plan to tear down some of those houses, and eventually we're going to build cottages and moderate income homes over in that area.
Right, okay.
So I'm constantly concerned about all aspects of the city. I support every aspect of the city, but I steadily support keeping our community clean. And I've had comments from several people saying that Green Street and those areas are much more attractive than they used to be. I've even built a park where it was a rundown area, and there was a lot of rubbish and all kind of debris there, and we cleaned it up, and it's one of the beautiful areas of our city now, where we can go there and have activities and have fun and enjoy ourselves.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like you got a lot to say about that issue. I want to make sure we talk about some other issues, though. I want to ask you, last summer, the city saw a lot of controversy after a local man, Antoine Ronnie Shumpert, was shot by a Tupelo police officer. The city went through a process to try and figure out what are some ways the city could maybe improve or change its outreach to the community. And one thing you were a strong advocate of was creating a citizens advisory board that's connected to the police department and is going to try and act as a point of contact, improve communication. So tell me a little bit about what you hope to see that advisory board achieve, and if you think it is responsive to what was requested by a lot of members of the community, particularly in Ward 4.
I was strongly supportive, and I am supportive of the Citizen Police Advisory Board. I served on that committee, and I was one of those that voted to give support to that particular committee. I think it's very important that citizens have someone to go to when they have some kind of complaints. I have citizens that come to me various times who have complained about certain things and they didn't know who to go to, and I followed through and made contact with proper people so that they could possibly get support. I think the Citizen Review Board is going to be an excellent tool to help us to understand what's going on in the police department. I'm a person that believes that when something happens in our city, and I found that this real early, when people come to you by complaints, you do an investigation before you go and make statements. I believe that even in the situation with what happened last summer, I waited until the decision was made by the courts. I evaluated all aspects of it, and I strongly supported the city, and the final decision was made.
All right, let's get Mr. Ruff in on this. Do you think the city government right now is doing enough to ensure that there's a good relationship between the police department and the community that police department serves?
I believe we're working on it. We're getting there. You know, I served on the ethics committee board for 8 years, from 2000 to 2008, and we had similar issues derive behind some, issues regarding, policing and whatever else there. But anyways, having a committee, getting, members from each ward together in unity to trying to resolve problems in our city, I think is very helpful. And I'm for the Police Advisory Board Committee. I've served on committees, and I know that, we had an assessment back during the time that I served on the committee of trying to narrow down, where the problems are in our city government, whether it be in policing or any other department in the city of Tupelo.
If you were elected, would you like to see anything more or new done related to the police department, or are you happy with the initiatives that are already in place?
City of Tupelo policing, I mean, they have a tough job. It's a matter of law and order and protect and serve, and of course, like everything else, you have good, you have bad. I like to see the good in all of our department heads.
All right, that sounds good. Well, we're going to have to bring this one to a close, so that means, Mr. Ruff, I'm going to give you the first chance. You're speaking to an undecided voter. Give them your pitch for why you ought to be on the city council.
I'm a actually, I have never been elected to a city official, but I would love to be on the council, because I best think that I can serve the people of Tupelo and the people of Ward 4. I think I do a great job. I think I'm best for the job. I'm a people person. I think it's all about attitude. And I have the attitude to make Ward 4 and the city of Tupelo, the all-American city, great again.
All right, Councilwoman, here's your chance. Try and sway those undecided voters over to your side.
Okay. I would like to ask the citizens to look at what my accomplishments have been, which have been a whole lot. I've been very supportive of all aspects of the community. I am a people's person. I'm known well, and I get along with everybody in the community. I don't have any kind of problem dealing with any group of people. I have a park down on Green Street where I work with a lot of people who maybe somebody else don't even give any attention to. But I feel that I have received a lot of leadership ability. I have gotten certified through Mississippi Municipal League. I have the expertise to understand the operations of government, which is very important. And I feel like if I get in that position, I will continue to serve and support all of the citizens of the city. And I definitely will make sure that Ward 4 get their share of opportunities in the city.
All right, thanks so much. And for more continuing election coverage, both of the primaries and the general, you can check us out online at djournal.com or read in print every day with the Daily Journal. Thanks so much for watching.